Who's gonna stop you?
What will change the world for good? If we look at the world, how we have constructed things, we see that this world has been based on polarity, and within it, we see that some people live a comfortable life, which is a minority. A bigger minority are those that are millionaires, and the biggest minority is those that have billions, so the billionaires. And the majority of the population are those that live on less than $3 a day, and that makes their lives an actual fight for survival. Now we are at the stage where these people cannot really do anything besides work in the current economic system. They are not really properly educated, so they are just playing in the rules of the system, and within it they cannot really change anything. They do not have the power to change their lives for good. They do not have the power to take themselves out of poverty, because power is money. If you do not have the money, you do not have the power to change things. That's what we've agreed on money, is that money defines, money determines everything in everybody's lives. Money has determined your life. Money has total control over what you do, when you do, why you do it, and how you do it. Everything, what you buy, what you sell, everything is defined by money. Everything around you at this moment is money, except for the odd tree here and there if you live in the city. But even that tree has a value. Even that tree has a price tag. So virtually everything is money. Virtually everything has got a price tag, and that has touched your life. So this is the power of money that we see in this world. Everything is money, and there is no way around it. If you want to do anything, you got to have money, because if you don't have money, you will not be able to buy the goods necessary. You'll not be able to buy the services necessary to change things. So those that are living on less than $3 a day, they obviously cannot spend that money on anything else besides food for them and pay their rent if they have a house, if they actually are paying rent, and not much more than that. That money is probably not enough for the medicine that they might require. So it is rather pointless to expect that these people that are living on less than $3 a day will change anything, because they won't, because they can't. So those that can actually change are those that have the money, those that have the power. And this change obviously must come through politics. And this is one of the things that is yet to be understood by everybody, which is revolutions do not really do anything besides just revolving around the same point. That's why it's called a revolution. You go around in a circle and you end up in the same place. It is a revolution. And we've had on this world different revolutions in different countries. We had the French Revolution, which is probably known by a lot of people and what they've done. And we have all the different revolutions in each country. Some are more known than others. But besides that, the point is that these revolutions have been something local. They have not affected everybody on this earth. But as we can see, if we see history, if we look at how things have developed, and how things have been established through this economic system, is that we have a globalization at this moment. So the countries, the boundaries that we defined on the maps are not really there to do anything besides saying what is the law that is implemented here and there. But that law does not really influence the money system, does not really affect the money movement. Maybe there are a few countries that such as North Korea and Cuba, but they still are playing within the currency, the same idea behind the monetary system, which is based on resources, and it's not based on valuing life. It's based on valuing things that are external to us, which is the whole silliness of this system. So as we see, it is a globalization has taken place, and so the whole world ends up being affected. What happens in the United States, the bailouts, and what happens in Europe, it all affects everything everywhere around the world. What happens in China, the massive production that takes place in China, they are building every gadget for us. So for us in the West, for us in North America and South America as well, everything is connected, everything is linked. There's no such thing as islands. I mean, the only beings that are not influenced by the economic system are those that have not had thus far any contact with, let's say, civilization, with the Western world, if I can put it that way, which would be those beings that live in tribes which have never had contact with us. And there are such tribes that still exist in the Amazon rainforest. And those people, you can say that they are free from this economic system, but everything else, they are affected. There might be another tribe here and there in the islands of Indonesia, in the Indic Ocean, but it's still a minority that is not actually affected by the world economy. So everything is defined by money, everything is affected by money, and that's something that cannot be denied in any way. And as we can see, this globalization is affecting all these people, and the tendency has been the following. We see that more and more people are living on the breadline, and these bailouts, they are taking place, and they will still take place as an attempt to save the economic system, will not do anything besides leaving the people, the majority of the population, even poorer, and more people will start to live on less than $3 a day. That's what's going to happen. That's what has been happening, and therefore, eventually, we're going to have a world revolution, which is going to be the first world revolution. It's not a world war. It's going to be a world revolution. Maybe it will encompass war. I hope not, but this is what is going to happen, because that's what happens when we deprive people from their basic needs, when we when we deny access to others of what they need, of what they require to live. They're going to get angry, they're going to get upset, and a lot of hate is going to be generated towards those that seem to have everything. And why the fuck would you have 1,000 houses and have all the food, etc., and then there's millions of people starving? There is thousands of children dying every day from starvation and preventable disease. Obviously this is fucked up, and obviously these people have all the reasons to be angry and upset at those that have the money, those that have the power, because this is a limited system, this is one world, and thus if somebody has more than their fair share, it means that somebody else is going to have less than their fair share. If it's 2 people and 10 pounds, it should be 5 pounds each. So if I have 9 pounds 50, the other person get only 50 cents on the pound, that means that I am responsible for that person's poverty. It means that I have more than what I should have, because we're 2 individuals, we have the same needs, and therefore these needs should be guaranteed. So it is simple as this. And this revolution is obviously going to take place because there's no way to avoid it. You would get angry, you would get upset if somebody denied water and food to you when there's plenty water and plenty food for everybody. And this should be the focus of the money system. It should be about making sure that the resources available on the planet are properly distributed to everybody, not based on a monopoly game where everybody's trying to succeed, everybody's just trying to get as much money as possible to fulfill their dreams, etc. So you would get upset, you would be angry. And this revolution is on its way. It has been on its way since the beginning of the economic system, because the economic system is bound to fail. It's based on debt, which means it's based on death. It's based on profit, and this profit is the death of somebody else, as we can see. How is it possible that we allow people to have billions of dollars, individuals have billions of dollars, and people that, they gain $3, sometimes less. A lot of people live on $2 a day, so that money goes on that day. They have no choice. They cannot save, and their only worry is just to fight for survival. There's nothing else. So this world revolution is going to happen because it is inevitable. Because life cannot be stopped, and everybody, since is alive, is gonna obviously demand what is required to live. And so this world revolution is on its way. And it's not gonna be a pretty thing, because we're gonna have a clash of those that have a lot of hate within them because they have been denied what they need, and a clash with those that are professing about love and just entertain themselves with fashion and video games and football and you name it, all that bullshit that shouldn't really exist, considering that there's millions of people starving. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have fun. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if we want to have fun, we must make sure that everybody has what is required to live. That's the only point that I'm making here. I'm not saying we should stop playing football, we should stop playing music. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm saying that our priorities should be established very clearly, and until that stuff is sorted out, we should leave the music and the games and all of that for a second plane, second level, because it's not essential. So this is what is going to change the world. This is what's going to bring a real change to the world. It is the fact that so many people are going to be in shit, and it's going to be just overwhelming, the amount of misery that will exist in this world, which means that these people are going to rebel, get angry. And when that time comes, we are working to make sure that a political solution is there available, which means that through democracy, which fortunately is something that has been established in this world in almost every country, and is being established in some way or another, as we can see in the revolutions of Egypt and Syria and all of that, Libya. So we're going to have the equal money system as an option for us to actually implement the system that will guarantee everybody gets what is necessary for life to actually prosper and then have fun. And this revolution should be a peaceful revolution. It should be something that is done considering that violence will not sort out anything, because that's what history has proven. Violence only leads to more violence and destruction and more misery. And so we're working to have this equal money system as a viable solution when the time comes for the change to take place, because people are going to be absolutely sick of the bullshit that takes place in this world. So get ready for the first world revolution. Hopefully it won't be the third world war. And yes, let's make sure everybody can actually have fun, given the fact that everybody doesn't have to worry about survival. Check it out, equalmoney.org. Thanks.
2012 is hell. Now you see you're in the cell in DC. Now your doubts are confused, so don't you yell.